utilizing Qstack. But when development teams get their hands on Qstack, it's the speed of delivery and what we've seen as a result in speed of delivery and agility for development teams is incredible. And we are working now on kind of the metrics on what is the return on invest when you look at the time saved and the more efficient workforce. So I was hoping to duplicate my screen here, but okay, I'll do this. So here, in this case, I am an infrastructure administrator. So here I have full overview of my infrastructure. This is my CPU power. I'm utilizing 41.45% of that, my memory, my storage, my IP addresses, and then there's my bare metal zone. So this, for example, the top one is a KVM zone I have up and running. This can be a VMware zone. It does not matter. And then I have a bare metal zone. And I've dedicated, in this case, I've dedicated some servers just to bare metal. So they are offered in the service offerings as bare metal resources. So I'm going to start by showing you the compute part of Qstack. Here I have overview of the running servers on my account. You as an administrator can actually say, no, you can't spin up on your own account. You need to select a project, and then you can create cost centers around each project that you're working on or each department where you need to spin up in that account for total transparency of utilized resources. Here, for an example, this is residing on my private cloud, and this private cloud is actually based in Iceland. With this click here, I can switch to my AWS account in Ireland. And I can manage all my resources in AWS. I can create new instances. I can manage those instances, my firewalls, IP addresses, and etc. So, and what this means, like you see here, me as a user, I have no access to any API keys or secret keys. The infrastructure administrator sets the zone, makes it available to this set of users, and then it becomes available to me. Qstack is integratable with single sign-on, LDAP or Active Directory or something like that. So when a user is disabled in Qstack, he is not taking with him the keys to all the infrastructure environments all over. So it gives more control to the companies. And for an example, in one case that we saw where a large company had a big shadow IT or cloud sprawling problem where their developers were getting reimbursed receipts from AWS because they were frustrated waiting for the operations team and the delivery, where they have consolidated everything under one company account in AWS and are saving about $20,000 to $25,000 each month in usage because they've consolidated their usage, not single accounts all over, but actually consolidated usage. And that is not only cost savings. And a good quote from their IT director is, I really don't care about the cost savings because our source code is not living on individual accounts anymore. And that was that's going to create much more damage than the $20,000 per month in savings. But that was an added bonus. So this can be my other private cloud, my other data center, or this can be AWS, what AWS zone. And soon we'll be able to burst into Azure also. And we are adding Hyper-V in as a hypervisor. So we're gonna start in my primary zone. I'm gonna go really quickly here through this because this is pretty standard. If you've ever used a public cloud before, then this is pretty standard of self-servicing to servers and IT resources. You give it a name. You can actually put a variable behind it to enumerate the instances that you're going to spin up. You can tag it so that you can search throughout the system if you want to affect or manipulate multiple instances at once. Here, for an example, you could have a KVM and a VMware environment, and you can decide where you want to put this set of servers, or this could be staging, development, and production. So you can split up your staging, development, and production environments through the zone selector. We're going to spin up three instances. The only difference between spinning up a bare metal server and a virtual machine is this flag. This flag then gives me the service offering that I have available as server sizes. Here I have a 16 CPU, 24 gig server available. I can spin up 3 of those or 100 or whatever I have available or what my quota allows me to do. But this is the only difference. And of course we support any x86 operating systems available. So we're going for Debian. Here you select the size of the servers. This is pretty straightforward. You can add disks. This actually is a really unique feature of Qstack. The user data scripts are a really powerful tool to, this basically is the script, that is the first thing that runs on the server when it's up and running. So you can use that for example, configuration management systems. If you have a Puppet or Rocks or something like that, you can script that. As soon as the server is up, it's gonna ping the configuration management server. Hello, I'm alive. What's my role going to be? But other really powerful ways of using the user data scripts is, for an example, you can set up a Hadoop cluster on the fly. We demonstrated in a HPC conference in Barcelona earlier this year, where we set up 150 node Hadoop cluster in 3.5 minutes. And those have managed Hadoop know that it's a hassle. But for an example, Kubernetes, if you know Kubernetes, Google uses Kubernetes as their infrastructure management. It's a really powerful, high availability tool. And Kubernetes is a complete headache to set up. But we have created a script where you can set up a Kubernetes cluster in a few clicks. We have a full menu of user data scripts that are available to our users. And we can, of course, create user data scripts on demand. We'll just have this, make this a regular DB server. But you can then select if you want to reserve a new IP address, dynamic or private. You can define your own key pairs, firewalls, and network settings. When we create the instances, what is going to happen is I'm notified up here what is happening in the environment. Everything that is happening in the environment, I'm notified on up here. I can click this and see, okay, the instances have started, the IP address is allocated, my servers are basically up and running here. So when I have the servers up and running, I can go into this server. I can have an overview of it. I can go into direct console access. And one thing that is really, really important is that the terminal isn't shown here very well, but it's working. One thing that is really, really important is that bare metal servers are also available with console access. So you don't need to bring your keyboard and screen down to the data center anymore to configure them.